story time on my worst ever breakup, and it's not the worst ever breakup because I was so heartbroken. It's the worst ever breakup because it was absolutely so foul. So unbelievably foul. Like, you're gonna hear this story and be like, they need to be in jail, basically. So this man is still obsessed with me, and I know for a fact he watches this TikTok, so hi. Basically, I met this boy in high school, and I was still like a little virgin-ass, like a little princess, a little cherub, I might even. He was like well known because he was cute, and he had like a cute brother, and it was like a whole thing. For some reason, like, I thought he was cute, even though he was literally like half my height. Like, we were not the same height at all. The reason that this is surprising for this era of Emily is because like I was so insecure and I always felt so large, so for me to be with someone shorter was just very weird for me. And I'm at like a 4th of July party and instantly we just kind of clicked. We had the same sense of humor and I was like, oh, he's cool. No, he's not cool, Emily. I just started Snapchatting and from there we just talked for like a year, but we didn't really like talk, we just kept in contact. Back then I used to smoke the herb like religiously, like every day, every night, all morning, like in school, like it didn't matter. And he did too, so we would like smoke together, like we had like a group of people that we would smoke with, and so we kind of like got along. Started hanging out alone and it was kind of like a vibe, like we really liked being in each other's company, but he was kind of boring. Like it felt like I would talk about crazy stuff and just go on tangents and he'd just be like there like, yeah, totally understand. Like, so boring. I think it was like Valentine's Day that he said to me like, oh, you're mine, like you're my girlfriend basically. And from there I was like, yeah, I'm your girlfriend, duh. We'd been talking for like 4 months. In my brain I was like, okay, we're together, like I'm probably gonna lose my virginity, like oh my god, like this is so exciting. Like in my little brain I didn't know what red flags were basically, so he was like very controlling, didn't like me around other guys, didn't like me around my own brother, like it was just very weird. During this time I was dealing with healing from like being SA'd and like it was like a weird thing for me because I don't claim that as like my virginity story, obviously. So in my brain I'm like still a virgin, and I told him I'm still a virgin and he's like, oh cool, like I get to take your virginity. Like how medieval of you. Why is it such a thing for men to take a virginity? Like that's so very much medieval. Like he does, like we do the thing and it was very much mid, so not a great story there. In my brain I thought you were like supposed to be in love with the person that takes it. Like I thought like instantly like you're just in love and like you see them through a different lens, but like I was struggling with that. Like I was not in love with him at all. Like I knew I liked him and we like got along really well, we barely fought, but I remember going to my mom and being like, why am I not in love with him? And she's just like, babe, I don't know, are you crazy? He ends up asking me for money like pretty frequently. Like he asked me to pay for one of his tattoos and I was like, oh sure, like I'll pay for your tattoo, just pay me back. Man never paid me back. I was hustling him for this money too. I was like, give me my money, give me my money. Even after we were broken up, I was like, are you gonna send me my money? And he's just like, no. I'm just like, periods, you stole my money then. He ends up finding out that I was SA'd and I am open with him about it. I'm like, yeah, this is what happened. Like it was very weird for me and I don't claim it as my virginity story. Like it's something I'm healing from, blah, 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 blah. And I was expecting him to be like understanding because that's like something crazy to go through, but it's a man, so what are you gonna do? He literally told me I'm a liar and that I wasn't a virgin and that he's so heartbroken and cried on the phone to me. Please imagine that. Someone is crying to you that you were SA'd because he feels like you lied to him. Okay. Go to part 2, it gets worse. Part 2 of the story time of the worst ever breakup I ever went through, and yeah, this is gonna get bad. It's like crying in my phone telling me that I lied to him and that he's so heartbroken that I wasn't actually a virgin, and I'm just like, wow, that's so invalidating, thank you so much. My young dumb brain literally thought that this was valid. I was like, oh my god, maybe I did lie, like maybe I should have told him, like maybe who fucking cares? Anyway, so he literally breaks up with me like a week before my birthday and he's like, I just can't be with you because you just lied about it, so now I don't trust you. It's like, what? Dumb self was like, well, will you still spend like my birthday with me? Like I just want to spend my birthday with you. Like sure, like I'll take you to a nice dinner, like it's whatever. So he takes me to the Cheesecake Factory, by the way. I don't know what it is, but every year on my birthday, like literally since I was freaking born, I cry on my birthday, and this specific birthday, me and my mom were fighting bad. Me and my mom are besties now, but we literally did not get along when I was a teenager, like at all. Like we would fight like cats and dogs. I come outside to go in his car to go to Cheesecake and I'm like crying and I'm venting to him and I'm like, oh my god, like this is so frustrating, blah, 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 blah. And just thinking about this makes me cringe so bad. He looks at me and says, I don't care about all of this. I need you to stop crying in my car. The way he humbled me so fast, like it was so unbelievably mean for literally no reason. Like you're supposed to care about me, like what? And then we get to Cheesecake and he's like telling me basically to order something cheap. So I literally got a salad, which by the way, I don't eat salad. That's so lame and whack. Takes me home and then I'm kind of just like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I think I'm just done. I'm gonna go back to my other lying, cheating ex. I basically call it quits on that and I end it. And then he goes around town basically telling people that we never dated and we were never together. Literally telling people that I was delusional and that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Like we were never together. And I'm just like, what? My sister is like an assistant manager at this place that I worked as my first job, and like her manager was like one of my closest friends at the time, but like no one really knew we were friends like that because we just worked together and that's how we got close. Also happened to be friends with her, but like didn't really know how close me and her were. And he was like, oh yeah, Emily's so delusional, like we were never together. And my manager was like, duh, I literally know you were together because I was friends with Emily. So he went around town like just basically making me look delusional or whatever. So I was like, I want my money back. I texted him and I'm like, can I have my money back? Because like it's been 3 months, like I want my money back. He literally says to me, the cheesecake on your birthday pays for what I owe you. Huh? Basically just telling him you're broke, get a life, bye. That his ex-girlfriend offered me a little bit of cunnilingus and I just rubbed it in his face. Since then, he has tried to get like back in contact with me so many times and he just gets the boot every time because like, you're a terrible person, go to hell. And I never looked back because I never even loved him in the first place. Like, bye.
If you know me, you know I've said for the longest time that I think men are trash, men are dumb, men are fucking stupid. And don't get me wrong, some men definitely are. But that mindset that I've had has only really gotten me into trouble. Because since I've said for the longest time, fuck these like trash ass men, guess what I was getting? Trash ass men. Because what I say is gonna come back to me. Exactly what I put out there is coming back to me. And honestly, that mindset is an easy mindset to fall into because it's definitely like a self-defense mechanism for sure, of like that I was using because I was scared of being hurt and I was tired of being hurt. Like when you come from a relationship that was toxic or unhealthy or you've been cheated on or anything like that, it's a lot easier to be like, fuck these men are dumb and these men are trash. And some of them are. Then some are not. Once every blue moon, you meet a man where you're like, oh, this fucker's not really that trash. Like, wait, he's low-key a vibe. Like, what? Having that mindset when you're like trying to talk to a good guy, those things cannot coexist. That has been a really hard thing for me to understand because me letting go of that mindset means that I'm opening up and I'm being vulnerable, which is fucking terrifying when you've only come from like toxic and negative relationships. How am I gonna let somebody in when I just am calling them trash and thinking they're whack as fuck the entire time? Also, me saying that just kind of like I'm low-key like manifesting for them to become that, whether I know it or not. In order for me to like have been able to kind of fully let this person in, I had to drop that ego and that mindset, but like emphasis on that ego. Because my ego is doing every single thing it can to protect me from being hurt. But I mean, I think it's just an obvious anytime that you like somebody, you're putting yourself out there to be hurt, and that's okay. For a while, like I just couldn't accept that. I was like, I'm just tired of being hurt. And it's like, bitch, why? Every time you've been hurt, you've gotten up and you've been like 20 times stronger, and you've like, you're that bitch regardless. And like, you're gonna be that bitch regardless if this person hurts you or they don't. Like, you can always pick yourself back up no matter what situation you're in. So there's no reason to like go into this situation with fear. Easier said than done, bitches. Easier said than fucking done. But that's just what I've constantly been reminding myself. I know I help a lot of you guys that like leave your like boyfriends that have been treating you like shit. And it's like, yeah, like fuck these men, which like I agree. I'm not going to entertain a man that treats me like shit. That's the kind of men that are trash. The ones that are disrespecting you, cheating on you, and you're like allowing that shit to happen to you. Fuck those men. Those men are trash. But not every man that you're gonna come across will be trash. There will be a day where you have to open up and be vulnerable. And bitches, it's scary. Go to part 2. And I'm not gonna lie, I really debated sharing this because I think it's obvious that my brand kind of like got built off of being like, fuck these men. And so like to steer away from that and be like, wait, you guys, like, they're not all trash is like a scary fucking thing to do. And I was like, should I share this? I like could definitely just keep this to myself. But what's more important to me than like the brand and all those things and like, oh my God, she's always said men is trash. Like, fuck that. What's more important is you guys seeing my growth. You guys were with me right after my breakup. You guys have seen the shitty men I've dated. You guys have seen all of that. And I think it's so important to also show you me being like vulnerable as fuck too, which is like an adjustment for me and you both, bitch. Like, we're in this together. I just feel like if you see me do it, it gives you hope that like you can do it too, and you can find someone that you're willing to be vulnerable with and things like that. And you don't always have to have that defense mechanism and that guard up that men are fucking trash. And like, don't get me wrong, it's helped me a lot my entire life, but like, it's not needed right now. I don't need to be the biggest man hater right now. Nicole was actually telling me this. She was like, you need to stop saying like men are trash because like that's what you're gonna attract. And I'm like, no, you're so right. And she's like, and we don't hate men. Like, we don't hate men. I'm like, bitch, speak for yourself. She's like, no, we don't. She's like, they built these brands. Like, they built this shit. The horrible stories about them did. And I'm like, she has a good fucking point. So she's like, we can't keep saying like we hate them, like all those things, because we're just attracting like negative shit. And like, don't get me wrong, every day is like a fucking learning lesson, but like if we can learn this shit together, I feel like it just makes it a little bit easier. I really do just want you guys to grow with me, and I also want you to see my growth. And like, I also want you to remember, no matter what happens, whether you do let yourself be vulnerable with someone again and it doesn't work out the way that you planned, that's okay, because you don't want to live a life where you're just not allowing yourself to be vulnerable whatsoever. It came to a point where it was like, like, I'm never going to let anybody in with how horribly I'm talking about these men. And I was fine with that. I really was. At the same time, I deserve a healthy love. I deserve a love that like makes me feel amazing. I deserve to be so fucking loved by somebody. Like, I was the one that was in the way of that, like that mindset. And I still think men are trash. The trash men, I still think the men that are trash are the trash, the ones that are disrespectful of those things, but I also think there are good guys out there too, is what I'm trying to fucking say. Yeah, like, I'm the only one standing in the way of me and like a healthy love. Like, I just have to allow that shit to happen and not think the worst of every single man. And that's easier said than done. Like, literally, I have therapy next week to like deep dive on this a little bit more, but I wanted to share with you guys where I'm at mentally. And I also want you guys to know too that you deserve a healthy love. And I don't want you guys to be the reason or stand in the way of between you and a healthy love, because you deserve one. Like, you deserve to feel so loved. And even though it's low-key a little fucking scary, you will be okay.